Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the February 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw, which was highlighted, of course, by one of the best segments we've seen in a very long time between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. We'll get there. Also, Monday Night Raw was highlighted by one of the worst segments I've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling, which is the Bella Twins. Brie Bella returned with Nikki Bella. It was one of the worst, cringiest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Let's talk about everything now that happened in between, and we'll also get to those two specific segments, and we'll break them down in a little bit more detail. But Monday Night Raw, the February 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw, kicked off with Braun Breaker. As you recall, at the Royal Rumble, Braun Breaker got attacked before entering the ring by a masked man. Some people think it's Finn Balor, Adam Pearce, Logan Paul, LA Knight. Some people think it's Seth Rollins pulling the strings. Some people think it's Adam Pearce pulling the strings. We will actually see who that is. It will be revealed in some time, but we can make some speculations and some guesses. So he gets beat up, gets thrown in the ring, gets eliminated by Obafemi in 10 seconds. So then on Monday Night Raw, Braun Breaker absolutely is losing his fucking mind. I loved how discombobulated Braun Breaker was. He was falling out of the ring. He was tripping over this. Like, when you're angry like that, as you and I have been angry like that, where we just feel so discombobulated and disjointed and we don't know what we're doing and we stumble over ourselves and our words and everything like that, it just seems so raw and visceral for Braun Breaker that I really, really liked it. And there was a point that Adam Pearce made, telling Braun Breaker that he's surprised, he should be happy that he still has a job after that horrible performance in the Royal Rumble. So where is this going? Is this actually going to happen, a match between Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker? Is that actually going to happen? And who does that elevate? Because eventually you see Braun Breaker becoming a babyface. I think that's why WWE has held off on giving him a world title, because they want him to win a world title when he's a babyface. Because that's really what Braun Breaker is. He's a babyface. People want to cheer for him. They want to react to him. They want to woof with him, right? They want to be the badass with Braun Breaker. And so I don't know if they're transitioning Adam Pearce into like this heel sort of manager of Raw and really digging deep into the vision and then transforming Braun Breaker into the babyface that we know that he can be. But there's also the rumor that Seth Rollins is pulling the strings behind the scenes to sort of implode the vision so that when he comes back, he can feud with Braun Breaker. And again, that elevates Braun Breaker even more into the spotlight. So is it Paul Heyman trying to implode the vision? Is it Seth Rollins trying to implode the vision? Was it Finn Balor trying to earn respect because he didn't get into the Royal Rumble? And then we saw a video from Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw talking about how he's not a bad guy, but he's willing to do bad things per se. And I like this version of Finn Balor. I think we're going to see Finn Balor versus CM Punk at Elimination Chamber in Chicago for the World Heavyweight Championship, which, again, no one fucking thinks that CM Punk is going to lose the title between now and then. And so they basically already announced that CM Punk versus Roman Reigns will happen at WrestleMania 42 in the main event of Night 2. So last year, CM Punk main events Night 1 because of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Now he main events Night 2 because of Roman Reigns. It's not because of CM Punk. CM Punk sucks and he's a fraud. And so there's just no one really believes Finn Balor has a chance to actually beat CM Punk. Roman Reigns is challenging for that title, and everyone wants to see Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Nobody gives a fuck about the match of Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor if Finn Balor beats CM Punk at Elimination Chamber or the next time that he tries to win the World Championship. So I don't really get sort of why Finn Balor is sort of floating in the ether over here, but I do like the presence and the energy that he's bringing, and I do like that he's away from the Judgment Day. I think the whole Judgment Day group is going to implode here very soon, kind of like The Vision. You have some tension between Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan right now. And last night in the Philly street fight, in a very, 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 very mediocre match, Stephanie Vacour retained her championship against Raquel Rodriguez, and Raquel Rodriguez specifically said, Liv, stay in the back. Liv comes out. Things don't go her way. Roxanne gets put through a table. Stephanie Vacour retains. So I think at some point you're going to see that sort of implosion. You're going to see Roxanne Perez go out on her own and be a babyface. Finn Balor's already out on his own. Dom's going to be out on his own. Don't know what JD is going to do. He's probably sort of the low man on the totem pole. And you're going to see Raquel Rodriguez maintain her sort of big, sexy heel status. And Liv Morgan is going to become a big-time babyface. and they're eventually going to feud. And so I imagine that Liv Morgan is going to challenge Stephanie McMahon for that world title at WrestleMania. Liv Morgan is going to win, and then maybe you'll see the Liv Morgan-Raquel Rodriguez feud. But back to sort of the Braun Breaker situation, maybe that's Finn Balor, because he felt disrespected, didn't get into the Rumble, so he's going to attack Braun Breaker. It could have been at LA Knight, but like, you just look at the body shape, like LA Knight and Adam Pearce and Logan Paul are big. This guy was not big, short, small. So it could have been someone that they recruited to do the deed, and then the masked man sort of never gets revealed. It kind of gets revealed that someone was pulling the strings in the back, which could be Seth Rollins, who's sort of manipulating that person, and Adam Pearce, all to sort of create this division in the vision. Say that 3 times fast. This division in the vision. Ooh, got it. That was only 1 time fast, but you get my point. And so we have that. So I'm very interested to see where that goes. The rumor right now in this current day on February 3rd, as I'm talking to you right now, the rumor is that Roman Reigns is going to beat CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42 in the main event of Night 2. And then that is going to lead to a Roman Reigns Braun Breaker World Championship match at SummerSlam, where Roman Reigns is going to pass the torch to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. So they're really building up Braun Breaker, his frustrations, his main event ability, his promos, working in the back with Paul Heyman, getting the fans to like him, all these, or hate him, whatever the case may be, all these things that he's just working out the kinks so that when Roman Reigns passes the title and passes the torch to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, he's ready. And then he'll main event WrestleMania after WrestleMania along with Oba Femi and probably Jacob Fatu. Those are kind of the 3 guys that I see running the WWE for a very long time. It's not Trick Williams. It's not Javon Evans. Those guys aren't very good. Just let's get that clear. They're just not very good. Oba Femi, Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, yes. Huge potential to main event WrestleManias to sort of take over that mantle. But you also have Gunther right now in his prime, and he had an amazing segment with Dragon Lee on Monday Night Raw where he virtually killed him on television. You're going to keep doing this to Gunther, and eventually he's going to then retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't know what the plan is for Gunther at WrestleMania, and WWE needs to figure that out soon because they have to keep this momentum building that he is the career killer and that he has so much hatred and heat that he has to keep this moving. He needs another big-time feud to keep this momentum going. He needs to kill another career or whatever the case may be, all leading up to just destroying Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And then we saw the worst segment, literally the worst segment I've ever seen in the history of WWE. Now, maybe that's a little extreme, but the worst segment I've ever seen in a very, very, very long time was when Brie and Nikki Bella came out. It was cringy. It was weird. There was no execution. There was no flow. There was no rhythm. It's just bad. It was bad. And on top of that, Brie and Nikki Bella are bad professional wrestlers. So what's the fucking point of having them in the women's tag team division? They don't bring anything to the division. They don't. They don't bring, except for like some fans that are kind of loyal to the Bella Twins, but they're not good. They're not elevating anyone. Their promos suck. Like, I just don't get the decision making of WWE to say, yes, Nikki and Brie Bella, you guys are great. Let's bring you back. No. Pick some other women to be in there that are better, not as established yet because they need that push. Brie, it was so bad. It's so bad. And you just know that there are levels to this game. You look at Nikki and Brie Bella, and women want to be like they're the same as men, or just they're not. They're not. They're not the same. There's levels to this shit, and there are very few women who can produce the same type of intensity and matches and match quality as the men. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, probably Liv Morgan. Like, these people bring Becky Lynch, right? These people bring a level of presence that is matched to the sort of the men's side. And maybe that's disrespectful to say, whatever, right? But like, if we're judging people on objective merit, Brie and Nikki Bella were horrible. That was absolutely atrocious. And then you go into the main event segment of Monday Night Raw, and you get one of the best back and forth promo battles we have ever seen in recent memory, and you actually start to build a big fight feel for WrestleMania 42, only in February, coming up in April. I think Roman Reigns wins that promo battle, and Roman Reigns wins that match at WrestleMania 42. But just know there's levels to this shit. Some people are okay in the WWE sense. Some people are okay, some people are good, some people are great, some people are really great, and some people are fucking legendary. I do not like CM Punk. I think he's an absolute fraud and a con artist and a fake. But sometimes he can bring it in a promo battle. And I think Roman Reigns currently right now is the best that WWE has to offer and is the best they've had to offer for the last 5 years. And could be that for even longer if he maintains this ability to continue what he's doing. And he wins the world title at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, WrestleMania 42, and then I think the plan then is to pass the torch to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. But just know there is levels, and there are some people who are better than others. People like to say that wrestling is subjective and all this type of stuff. It's not. There is stuff that is objectively better than something else, and we are allowed to criticize that, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. And Nikki and Brie Bella are bad. They don't need to be on WWE television, and they're taking away spots from younger talent who deserve that. And most of the time, women's matches are just not as good. We saw a very mediocre Philly street fight. We saw a horrible segment from Brie and Nikki Bella. It just is what it is. At least that's what I think. Now, if there is a great women's match, like we saw a great triple threat match at WrestleMania last year, one of the best matches I've ever seen. One of the best matches I've ever seen. Every time I watch Rhea Ripley and Io Sky wrestle, I'm fired to fuck up. So there is stuff that is very good, and some women need to step up their game to match that intensity and execution and delivery in the ring. But some don't. Some just walk out there like Nikki and Brie Bella and expect things are going to go their way. That was horrible. Bad. But the show ended in an absolutely perfect way with Roman Reigns and CM Punk setting us up for WrestleMania 42. So that's my take on the February 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.